Hey, folks, I'm live. How about that? It is now 9:25, and if any of you are still sitting out there, might not be anybody here. So, anyway, I wanted to let you know we just had a little, not a family emergency, just crises going on, parental crises going on over the last hour. And I didn't even realize how late it was until Brianna just called me, find out if everything was okay. So, folks, my apologies. I'm not going to do the rest of the show tonight. I'm supposed to be on air right now, and I haven't heard from anybody at the radio station. So it's a big. I can say this because we're not on air at the radio station. It was a fuck up over here because I was drawn into the middle of problems here, and so I apologize for that. And not only I announced to the kids a couple hours ago. Remember, I got radio at 9. Rainy's out doing a couple of massages. She should be back probably in the next 15 minutes or so. And so, not that I don't know how to handle my life as a parent, which I can do. It all has to do with being the one here that had to wrangle what was going on. So, sorry, my lights are all screwy tonight, too. Something's not working. So that's okay. Don't need good lighting right now. I do have my microphone. I think it's up. Yes, I think it's ported up. I almost called Rainey instead, but instead of you, Scotty, glad I didn't. Well, I'm glad you did. Yeah, she just finished doing some massages. She left here about 5 o'clock. Had to go into St. Paul to do these, and up on Cathedral Hill. Ooh. So somewhere over there. And Grumpy Stack in my best Donald voice, you fired. Yeah, I probably should be, to tell you the truth. Because the time, when you're in the middle of shit going on and you have to deal with it, sometimes time goes by and you go, look, because of this shit, I just missed my important meeting or that important thing or that phone call I had to make or being on the radio. So my apologies to that. I got to go do a little mea culpa with Ron over at Odyssey Radio and let him know we had a little crisis going on here. Nothing involving life and limb or blood shedding, but there were tears and tempers and not mine because I'm good that way. Oh, by the way, I broke my real glasses, so I got my old glasses on tonight. How's that? How do those look? Those are my old ones. So, yeah, crap foolishness. I use that word. That's what it is, Matthew Sainsbury. So hope everybody's okay tonight. Hey, Leslie. Scotty, been there, done that. And when it rains, it pours problems. Yeah. And they're not insurmountable problems. There are things that should have been, I'm the dad. I say the word, boom, it gets done, and there's not a problem. But that's not the way it works all the time. So many, many, many apologies for, I'm a small show. I don't have backup that'll fill in. Hey, Scotty, I had something come up, so we couldn't make it in tonight. I was all set up to roll. You all saw the thing. So we'll do tonight's show tomorrow night. But when Brianna called, I'm like, shit. And I didn't even realize how late it had gotten because we were still in the midst of getting it all calmed down and figured it out. So there you go. When does what ever work? Dave, what? Probably something I just said. Nothing ever works. You know how it is. So I left the radio show without a show playing. I'm sure Ron had to scramble and throw up something quick. But Ron's good-natured and a good-hearted man. He's going to know right away something came up. And so I'll just let him know. And so it carried me over into just about 5-10 minutes ago when Brianna called. Thank you for calling me, Brianna. I appreciate that. I love it that my friends care about what's going on. And I appreciate that more than you can know. And so, Barbie D, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm only going to stand for a couple of minutes because now I'm going to take this opportunity to go. Part of the calming down effort was to tell my kids, let's go read a book. And I'm thinking upstairs, when I said, everybody, let's go get in bed. I'm going to come in. Let me go grab a book. We'll read a book. I'm thinking in my head, it's 8 o'clock. That's what, because I was waiting to hear complaints that I'm sending them to bed at 8 o'clock. That's where I'm thinking. That's how the time crawled away from me in the midst of all this. And so when, like I said already, when Brianna called and it was 9:23 on my phone, I was like, oh my God, where did the last hour and 23 minutes go? And it was more like 2.5 hours. But practice stoicism, says Iowa X. There you go. Yeah, be Marcus Aurelius. And we'll talk about him more tomorrow night. Dad's snapping his fingers and kids doing what needs to be done. Dave Potter, Uncle Dave, I've said many times to my children, I have said, when mom or dad tell you something, and I'm going to tell you like you're my kids listening, look at my eyes. When mom and dad tell you something, you do it. We're not asking you to do anything immoral or illegal, but when we tell you to do something, I don't want to hear, I'll do it later. Oh, I don't feel like it. Excuse me? So when mom and dad say do something, kids need to do it. I've told my own kids when they say, oh, I don't care. I don't want to do it. I'm like, oh, you know what? Oh, God. Oh, mom and I just decided we don't want to feed you anymore. So as of today, you're on your own. We're not going to give you any money. You can't use our dishes either. So, you know why? We don't want to do it anymore. Oh, we don't want to. We don't feel like it. So, and I've been helping Rainey get prepped for this show she's doing at, Brianna, you might know about this, over at Mary's Park. The art show starts on Friday for the weekend, and Rainey's doing all her tumblers and stuff, so I've been helping her for a few days, try to get all prepped for that. We got to go tomorrow afternoon and get her all set up, her tent and stuff like that. And so Matthew Sainsbury says, grounded. There it is. Leslie said, tell him I'll do it later is a two-way street. That is exactly, Leslie. You've been a parent, you know, you're still a parent. You're just parent of grown-ups. Let's see. I was about to get in the car and speed over there, all frantic. You still should, Brianna. Speed over here, will you? We're a whole, when you speed, we're about 8 minutes away. So when you do the speed limit, we're about 12 minutes away. So no, don't come over naked with a towel wrapped around you. That's my child. So don't get upset, guys. So what do you need?
Mom always sets devices off after 8, but
yep, devices off, please, Rowan. It's after 9 o'clock. Devices off. I'll be in there in 5 minutes when I wrap this up. So that's all we got, folks. 5 more minutes. So Rowan couldn't do that at her age. Wouldn't do that at her age. Yeah. So, yeah, and thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Steve, for saying that too. And so everybody who was here, we've lost a few listeners, viewers, even since I got on here. So everybody's like, oh, okay, we see what's going on. Nothing life challenging, nothing like that. Just a crisis of problems that needed dealing with, and it sapped my time and my energy. Not my energy. My energy's up, but it takes your energy. You have to expend energy to do certain things. And then a neighbor already came over, a friend of Rainey's and mine. She came over and just wanted to make sure everything was okay over here. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And I appreciate it. And so I stood out and talked with her for a little bit as the sun was still up. So that was 7:30. And so, like I say, by the time I told the kids, get in bed, we're going to go read because I got radio to do. I thought it was 8 o'clock. It was already 9:15. So, and I hadn't looked at a clock. So anyway, I appreciate everybody's concern. All the important people are here. There you go. I appreciate that, Leslie. I do. And I didn't mean that any other way. So tomorrow night, we'll be back with the show. Sorry, that's twice this week. I didn't do a show Monday because of the holiday, and we had my son over and everybody. And then tonight was just something, one of those weird situations that happened that I don't think I've ever run into this before. I don't think I've ever missed a show because crap came up. So I've had to cancel shows because crap came up, but I never missed opening time. So again, there you go. Matt Finn, you have a good night too. Good to see you. I don't know if you said anything in there and I missed it. Don't be too mad at me. This doesn't happen. This has never happened before like this. So again, my apologies, everybody. Delaney, thank you. And tomorrow night we'll pick up where we left off, and maybe some of the stuff we start talking about with Marcus Aurelius when we finally get into the meditations is stuff that he talks about with all of this kind of thing that goes on. Basically, Marcus Aurelius had almost a philosophy of don't sweat the small stuff because it's all small stuff, but it doesn't feel like it when you're in the middle of it. So don't call me important, says Brian Parker. Sorry, we won't make that mistake again, Brian. Everything's okay. Never was a real crisis. It was a crisis in the moment, and that needed dealing with. So we're past that now. Life is calm. I'm going to go read a book to the kids because technically it's only 8:30, right? That's what it felt like. So I won't be back on tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. I love you. I appreciate your support, everything you do for me. The fact that you show up here and give me your time means a lot to me. I think you should fire your nanny. Good help is hard to find. Damn straight. I don't want to hear about anybody spitting on anybody. Rowan, that's enough. Both of you, go in there before I change my mind about reading a book because I don't want to be around you anymore. So, here's Brianna. Let's bring her in. Hey, Brianna.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for calling. I appreciate that. I'd have read a book for the next 40 minutes and went, I got to do radio. Oh, an hour ago. So I literally, when I told them to come down here to read, I thought it was just a couple of minutes past 8:00. So until you called a few minutes later. So
yeah.
You have to captain the household, brother, laid down the long arm of the law, says Matt Finn. Well, that's it. You know, there are certain things I will tolerate and certain things I will not tolerate. Yes.
Hi, Ellery.
Hi.
Go to bed.
Yeah,
I'll be
go
in
to
a
bed.
few minutes. See ya. All right. So I'm not a strict disciplinarian, but I am not a pushover with my kids, and I don't like that. And when they get the chance, they'll take it. That was part of the problem tonight. So, no, we will not be doing this. There will be a paradigm shift if you think the paradigm is one that you can thwart mom and dad and what we tell you to do. You know, like I say, there, we got the wide angle on that.
Yeah. I colored my hair last night, so
I see that.
Up.
Looks magnificent.
Thanks. It's very light.
Wow. Holy cow. That looks pretty good. It's getting long, too.
Yeah.
You've almost got hair like Rainey's now.
Perfect hair for mermaid.
There it is. Yeah, you can be a mermaid now. Hey, I got some shells over here somewhere.
Did you see that Brennan Abby sold
My
out
twin
of their
daughters?
Yeah. They sold
What
out
about
the
them?
first.
I know. This is the beautiful thing with my daughter's mermaid tail company, folks. They do these sales 4 times a year where they make up all these tails and they sell them. They make up like, I don't know how many they did this time, but they were used to make 500 tails. And those things would sell for $900 to $1,300 in that range. And they would sell out of 500 of them in 20 minutes. and 4 times a year. And that's alongside the big tails they make, the $5,000 tails, the silicone tails that are all custom made and all of that, and custom airbrushed. Well, they still custom airbrush. So they do a pretty good job, and they've got a very loyal following, and they just had a sale over the weekend. They set up that tank. Did you see their video?
No, I didn't. I don't have them on actual Facebook.
Oh, they do a live when they do these sales. I'll be in there in a couple of minutes, guys. They do these sales, and they do them live as they're selling off the tails. It's almost like a QVC, only cooler and more artsy.
Yeah.
And they got a shipping container and had it converted into a big fish tank, where I think a good 2/3 of it is all glass. So they had this set up in the backyard of their warehouse, which is trees and grass and all that. And they did the concrete slab. They have plants all around it. It's really decked up. And that marine turquoisey water in there. And they show off the tails that way as people are buying their stock. And here's the line of tails. And so they set that up on Saturday and did that. And it was very cool.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I tried looking at them, and by the time I noticed it, I couldn't even see them. But I looked at the other ones. My favorite is the blue, yellow, white, and black one.
Yes. Oh, those are cool. You should just go to finfolk.com. Finfolk.com is my daughter's website. And you can find them on Instagram under Finfolk. You can find them on Facebook. There's what they have is called their pod, which is their private group on Facebook. And I'll invite you to that if you haven't been invited to that before. And you can get into there and see all their stuff up close and personal. So, but yeah, they had a good time with that. And they did a really good job. You'd look good in a mermaid tail. And shells. I've got the perfect shells for you. I had them. They're about this big. You stick them on and you're good. Good to go. So, anyway. So, anyway, once again, thank you for calling me.
Yeah, no problem.
I'd have walked out here at 10 o'clock thinking it's 9 o'clock to launch the show. So, Ron did message me. Oh. You're not live tonight, he asked.
Ron goes with
he's calling me.
Oh.
Guys, call you right back. I'll call him. I got to get off here because I got to talk to Ron. And what's that?
The Ron that does it with Rocky?
Yeah, no, he owns the radio station.
Oh, okay.
So I've got to call him and let him know what happened.
I almost messaged.
So I only showed up in here because I came immediately after the phone call. I didn't get a chance to call Ron or follow up to tonight's mess. So anyway, all right, Brianna, thanks. As much as it hurts my heart, I'm going to let you go. And I'm going to say goodnight to everybody else. So.
All right. Good night.
So you have a good night. I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. I got to call Ron. And thank you for listening while I was here. And sorry about what happened tonight. As much as it's under my control, that'll never happen again because that's never happened before. And we'll just move on tomorrow night. Onward and forward. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to end this. You know what? Live long and prosper.